Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. It is Tuesday at 5 p.m. and I am welcoming you all to the show today, another Fresh Live show. We got it going on today. We got a wonderful guest, and she did show up. She wasn't scared. She didn't go run off and hide. So she is here. So we're going to have a wonderful time today. Miss Karen is in the wings on hold, waiting for us to get to her. So we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to go ahead on and get the announcements out of the way, and then we're going to go right to our guests. So you all, first thing I like to do is give a shout out to all of our healthcare heroes that are on the front line for keeping our loved ones alive. All last year, I was wearing my doctor's shirt, in solitude, solidarity to the healthcare heroes that are out there on the front line, because somebody got to keep them lifted up. And I definitely, like to celebrate them and keep them encouraged every chance I get. Every time I go live, I shout them out. I want to make sure they know that somebody is praying for them and lifting them up with all that they do, keeping our loved ones alive. I can't say it enough. The pandemic is not over with. So you all need to be careful, be safe, wear your mask, wear your gloves, stay 6 feet to 10 feet away from people, wash your hands, do all the things that you got to do in order to stay alive. I know the numbers say that we're going down, but I don't believe none of that stuff, because I know people that are still getting sick and dying. Okay. So you guys are going to need to protect yourself and be safe. Okay. So once again, shout out to all of our healthcare heroes. I also like to give a shout out to all of our spiritual leaders. Our spiritual leaders have a hard job during this time as well, because they have to console families that have lost loved ones that they were not able to help celebrate their life like they wanted to. So I encourage you to pray for your spiritual leaders, keep them lifted up. I know that many of them have gone back to business as usual, but hey, enter at your own risk. Okay. Special shout out to my spiritual leader, Dr. Lloyd Michael Hunt. He has been, giving us words of encouragement all through the pandemic, and even so now. So I definitely like to give him a shout out every time I go on, because it's very important for people to acknowledge your leadership and pray for your leadership. So continue to do so. Also want to encourage you all to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, you're going to see all of my social media at the top, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. When you go to my YouTube channel, please scroll down and check out all of the playlists that I have. And you'll also find an archive playlist for Dr. Hunt as well. So check him out. If you have never heard of him, never checked out any of his messages, you'll find some from 30 years ago, and I promise you, you'll enjoy it. While you're also there, scroll down. You'll see some of my advertisers, RRJ Webb, Prince Hunter Group, Port Again Sam. And all you have to do is click on the banners that you see on the website, and it'll take you directly to their website. And you can get all the information about each and every one of those advertisers and what they do, and how you can become a customer of theirs. And I encourage you to do so, because when you support them, that keeps them supporting me. Okay. And we need them to keep on being advertisers for us. So you all go over there and check them out, and make sure you let them know that Dr. Ron sent you. Okay. Well, I'm excited about my guest today, Miss Karen Abbott-Trimuel. And I know I just murdered her name, but I think I got most of it right. But Miss Karen is a book author and many other surprises that we're going to find out about today. She just had a fair on yesterday, and she came to me by way of Tangi Smith, who's on the line. Shout out to Miss Tangi Smith. And she's on the line paying attention to what's going on. So I'm excited to bring her to the show and bring her to you for the very first time on the Ask Dr. Ron show, Miss Karen Abbott-Trimuel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, Dr. Ron.
Well, did I murder your name too bad?
Yeah, you murdered my name, but that's okay. You're Dr. Ron. My name is Karen Abbott-Trimuel, like
Trimio.
Samuel.
Okay. See, I knew
Yeah.
I had messed it up. I felt like I had messed it up. I wasn't trying to mess it up, but
Yeah.
it just came out that way. Us boys from the South Side of Chicago, we ain't got good vernacular. and see
That's a
you're an author, so that means you know how to spell and everything.
yeah, I try.
You
I try.
try?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well,
why we have
good.
spell check.
That's what that's for?
That's what that's for.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get English check then. I'm gonna have to learn how to talk right.
That's okay.
Well, welcome to the show. And you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself so that they're not completely in the dark?
Sure. First of all, I want to thank you, Dr. Ron, for having me on your show. I also want to thank Tangi Smith for getting in your ear and telling you some nice things about me. I hope that it was all nice things that she taught me. Uh, I have been a playwright for over 20 years. I've written a host of plays, and I look forward to inspiring and motivating people. So I have written plays entitled Lord, Hear Our Cries. It's not what's on the surface, recession proof. The latest play was Ladies' Night Unmasked, which I currently turned into a book, which you can find on Amazon, Ladies' Night Unmasked. I am also the author of the books. I have recently became a journalist for the Lansing Journal. I am a motivational speaker. I'm also a life coach. And we recently had a great event on Sunday, and it was entitled War: Women Are Rising and Unmasking Their Stories.
All right now. Now Miss Tangi, she's on here, shouting and clapping and doing all kinds of stuff with emojis. Okay. She says, "Yes, you're awesome, Karen." Miss Barbara Freeman Walls gave you a couple of hearts. Ali Hightower got you a purple heart with him. And
Or
thank you, Tangi. She said, "Hey, Dr. Ron, by the way, of course, secondly,
she added you in there.
yeah. Oh, by the way, hey, Dr.
Right,
Ron,
right, right.
that kind of thing." So, you say motivational, inspirational,
Yes.
and mostly plays. So, where have you produced or presented some of your plays at?
Well, normally what I do is rent out Prairie State College because they
Okay,
have a very good theater and it's very intimate. So
okay.
that has become my favorite place that I usually use. And I'm waiting on them to open up because people that have read the book, Ladies' Night Unmasked, now they want to see the play. So we're going to bring that back as well as Recession Proof. I've also rented Kenwood Academy, which has an awesome theater, um, and Bloom Trail, which had a new theater put in several years ago. So I usually rent out theaters, do casting calls, hire actors. We've had some phenomenal actors come our way, and I'm looking forward to working with them all again.
Now, me being in the entertainment industry for over 45 years, I know a little bit about production.
Yes.
Ain't that a pain in the butt? You got to go in, and take your production to some folks that have never worked with you before. Then you got to get lighting, sound, you got to design everything, you got to put sets together. That can be a nightmare. So, how have you, worked through some of those nightmares?
I've actually gotten used to it.
Okay.
So for me, it's just part of the process. It's my baby.
Okay.
And I think I'm so focused story from paper to stage that I think that's the hardest part. It's just getting the actors to come and fulfill the vision of the writing.
Mm-hmm.
So everything else, that small is very, very tedious.
Mm-hmm.
And you, if you don't have good sound, you don't have a right.
Right.
It's just, it falls flat. So it's all very important. So I've, over the years, I just got used to it. It's just part of the process.
Okay. So, how large are your cast?
So the largest cast I had was probably the first play I wrote, which was Lord Hear Our Cries, because there were so many different scenes to it. I think we were probably between 13 to 15 strong,
Okay.
and we had from little kids to older adults.
Okay. Now, are these musicals or just straight, just straight words, drama, as they would say?
They have all been musicals except Ladies' Night.
Okay.
But they have all been music. I love music. Unfortunately, I can't sing, but I write songs.
Okay.
My husband is also a producer of music. He plays saxophone, keyboards, vocals. He's with the Earth, Wind and Fire tribute band, and we work together to get the music together for the place. I love music. I think music is healing. It helps you to get whole. It can help you in one very positive way, and it can help negatively, right? If it's not the right music.
Yeah, I noticed how you slid that shout out to your husband in there.
Of
That was
course,
that was kind of smooth, like,
always,
you ain't
always.
gonna have no problem at home tonight, like.
No, 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 never. We're a team. We're a
I know
team.
that's right.
I have a family, my daughter, my son, and my grandkids. I have a family of supporters,
Okay.
and they keep it moving for me. So I'm gonna always mention Melissa Abbott, Brandon Abbott, Kyron, Casey, and Malaya, and Brianna. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Oh, anybody else? Did we miss anybody?
You know what? We be all day.
I
We
know
be.
that's right because the Abbott family is
Yes,
huge
we
by
are.
itself.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when we first started talking. I told you I've got a background in in Harvey, and I know many of the Abbotts in Harvey. Went to school with some back in the '70s. So it was definitely a very large family in the Harvey area. So when we first started talking, you said, "Oh yeah, they're my people." I said, "I already knew." But because Abbott is not a name that ain't connected in some way in the south suburbs, okay?
Exactly. Yes.
So very large family. So and I see you keep the name close at hand. Now
Yes, I
I'm
do.
laughing here because Melissa say, "Hey, hey," you know, and Barbara's like, "Yes, give him his props too."
Yes,
So
that's right.
I know that's right. And now he writes your themes for your shows, or he just
He
helps.
helps produce and put the music together for me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my music maestro. So he gets the band, hires the band. He works with the band. He also helps our actors with the songs.
Okay.
So he takes care of that music end for me.
Yeah.
I can't hold a note, but I can, I know how it should sound.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I'm kind of the same way. I can mix music as a engineer. I started out as a engineer mixing sound, and I can't sing, but I know what it's supposed to sound like.
exactly.
And I would be able to make live productions. Do what they supposed to do because I'd be like, make me mad, and everybody will know you can't sing. you know, I used to, I used to threaten them, keep on messing with me, and
Right.
everybody will know you can't sing because I'll turn it off and let you go for what you know. Be like, I'm sorry, oh, I didn't mean it, I apologize.
Right, right.
Because tech, it's like the mystery of tech
Hmm.
when you're dealing with a play or production is very important because you're not supposed to notice the tech, but you
Yes.
can't do it without it being there. Like you say, you need the lights, and the lights help emphasize what portion of the stage that you want emphasized. So it's very much a part of it. So would you say you have learned all of these departments, so much that you don't have to rely on outside influences? You can tell them what you want and they just got to make it happen that way?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I've also learned that you have to know how to do all these things yourself to ensure that it's done correctly.
Okay. Now you
Yeah.
just got Barbara chiming in. I'm sorry, Brenda
Uh-huh.
Higgins just chimed in and said the music is always on point at those plays. Okay, so
Yeah.
you got fans online here. They've just
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
there. So you ain't never invite me to a production, so I
Well, I'm going to
can't
invite
vouch.
you to Ladies Night Unmasked. You're my
Okay.
friend. You're my friend now, right?
Yeah.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
We
right.
friends. Look, we friends on Facebook and in real life.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And I think I first told you when I met you that I recognized your married name.
Yes.
And your brother-in-law is a good friend of mine. You
Yes,
know, we
Michael.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were on the same pool team together.
Right.
He's a professional pool hustler.
I thought you were going to say player. You said hustler.
Yeah, he a hustler, baby. And the reason why I say that because every team he gets on, they wind up going to Vegas or other parts of the country, hustling other people that don't know no better. Okay, you know. So hey, he can get it in. We were on a team together with a few other hustlers, and we did real good on that team. We had a couple of people that kind of derailed the team, but for the most part, hey, we won trophies and money. That was cool. We didn't
Right.
make the big trip, but we made trophies and money. you know. So yeah, he's been a friend of mine for a very long time. So I love him to death.
He's a great guy.
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh
a
yeah.
great guy. Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
So I recognize both of your last names, the Abbott and the Trimmel.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. I keep saying Trimmel. I know I'm
It's like Samuel. It's like Samuel.
okay.
Try or trim you all.
Trimuel. Now
Yeah.
trim I can get.
Yeah. Can you?
I can handle that part of it. So ladies night coming back. She's like Melissa's like, yeah. And Tangi talking trash, talking about he'll be there. Ali Hightower said, I can say that working in Karen plays, she allowed us to be ourselves, and having that brings each character to life. That's true directing. All right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
your cast and fan base is letting folks know. You
Yes.
know.
I have,
So go ahead.
I was going to tell you, I have a great cast of followers, and they were amazing. Ladies' Night, I couldn't ask for a better group of women. And Ali Hightower is a she.
Hmm.
She played Gertie. Melissa Abbott, she played Lola. We had Janelle Hampton, who played Claudia. Mika, I think it's Mika, can you think Whitman, I believe. I think that's her last name. If it's not, blame it to the head and not the heart. She played Shauna.
Okay.
And I had Jatan McCree, who played, who did she play? Oh my God, Miranda. So great group of women, did a fantastic job. Fantastic job.
Okay. So how long have you been producing plays?
Over 20 years. I
Ah.
actually started writing poetry when my children were young. I was a single mother of a daughter and son, Melissa and Brandon. And when they would go to sleep at night, I would put on a little jazz, light a candle, and write poems. And that was my outlet. That was my release.
Okay.
After that, I started getting these little characters in my head. No, I do not have schizophrenia.
I was
Any of
gonna
that
say,
stuff.
did you get a
No,
check for that?
no. Well, it's been good. They're playing their part.
It's good when you got them out of your head.
That's right. They start talking. I started putting it to paper, and that turned out to be very good inspirational plays,
Uh-huh.
which have helped a lot of people. The
Okay.
visual arts are amazing. So I just want to say to everybody, recommend get your children into arts, some type of arts. It helps. So
Now, would you say, as being a successful playwright, that it's easier to write plays than it is to write books?
oh, it's definitely easier for me to write plays. I write plays in a matter of hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And now,
definitely easier.
are your plays? Would you say that you're putting down your life story on those pages and acting them out before you, or are they something that, like you said, just came to you as a creative inspiration?
I think they come to me as creative inspirations, but once they come to life, I can see certain people or different people in it. And also part of me, right? Things that I
Mm-hmm.
do, things that I've said, or some type of figure, something I've dreamt, something I'm still all up in there. Even with all five characters, I saw myself in all five characters of Ladies' Night. So, yes, I'll say that through experiences, some may have been made up, but they've all helped people. So I look at it as being a messenger, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always say that people pray to God and God give me a message through a play to answer some prayers.
Okay. That's deep right there. We got Ja May, MIE.
Jamie,
Jamie. Okay, she got it separated, so I wouldn't say it all
yeah,
as one word. I thought it
that's
was
all
two
right.
separate things. She said Karen is extremely talented. Ladies' Night Out is so fun to watch, touching, funny, inspiring. I can't wait until I can see it again.
Yeah,
And Melissa's cracking up. She's just laughing all over the place. Tangi said the book is just as good. You can purchase it on Amazon or the website listed. Brenda just came in and said if you purchase and read the book and then go to the play,
yeah,
your experience will just be doubled. Okay, that's Brenda Higgins
yeah.
or Huggins,
Higgins, Higgins.
Higgins. Okay,
Yes,
I'm messing up people's name
that's
all
all
over
right.
the
I
place
got
now.
you. I
You got, yeah, I know you know these people.
got you.
So that's a beautiful thing. So um, now, are everything that you're inspired to do all gospel related?
Nope. It's
Okay,
I look at it not so much as being just gospel related. I always say spiritual and inspirational.
okay,
Sometimes when you say gospel, people like to connect it with the religion, a specific religion.
okay.
God is God all by God's self.
Amen. Come on now.
And the reach is vast. So I think we all are connected spiritually, emotionally, and God hears everyone, right? And God has no respect of person at any given time. There's love through and through. So I always say spiritual and inspirational because I never want to leave anyone out. I don't care what you believe. I respect whatever you believe, whatever gets you through the day. So I never want to leave anybody out on the love, the message, and the reach.
Okay, so would you say that that's your niche? So you and Tyler Perry, you all put together little, motivational messages in the plays, and quoting scripture and singing and dancing, and would you ever venture off into anything else? That like boys in the hood type stuff. And I'm just an example. I know
Right.
that's kind of already
So,
been done, but street life type things.
so I'm not like Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is he's great at what he does.
Hmm.
His messages are more so just to the church. I
Okay.
mean, he quotes a lot of scriptures. I don't. I actually, I would say I actually perform probably the scriptures
Okay.
versus quoting the scriptures, right? I also bring in different aspects of life. So where a character may represent boys in the hood, those people are in my stories. A female may represent a prostitute on the street. She's also in my plays. So what I do is I try to come to from a place of meeting you where you are and just allowing the person to know you have power wherever you are. You have power to overcome any obstacle. So I love Tyler Perry's writings. I love what he does. But let me tell you, Karen Abbott-Trimuel, she's a force all by herself.
Okay. All right. Now, do you still do just poetry? I know you started out with poetry. Do you still do poetry?
I still write poetry in my journal as a stress reliever. I mostly I'm writing books. I'm writing notes. And I think that part for me in the beginning when it began with poetry, I needed that. I was in a
Mm-hmm.
place of working really hard to support my kids. And any person would tell you it's not just single parents. We work hard to make sure our children and our family have what they need. At the end of the day, you can't give up, so you
Right.
need to have an outlet.
Right.
So poetry gave me what I needed in the beginning. The plays give me something different. Let me tell you, Dr. Ron, I've written plays where people have walked up to me. I had wrote a play called From Broken Pieces to a Living Testimony. And at the end of that play, a young lady walked up to me and hugged me and said, I was going to kill myself yesterday.
Mm.
And I saw your flyer, and something told me I had to come. So I got my answer, and I want to live. That's
Mm.
why I do what I do.
Ain't that
So
ain't,
when
ain't that uplifting when you hear something
yes,
like that?
yes,
Oh
when
my
that
God.
when that
Yeah.
happens, that's paid in full. You've paid
Yeah.
in full. What I was created to come here to do, I feel like I'm doing it. And that was the same with the event on Sunday. We have to reach out and support one another. We have to uplift one another. And we have to show each other we care. And it's not based on your ethnicity, your anything, female, male, whatever. We have to support each other and be there for one another because we don't know what the other person is going through.
That's so true. And I've had a similar type situation in my life. I've been doing talk radio now for approximately probably about 10, maybe 11 years. And when I was doing it in the beginning, we were doing internet radio. And I was like, man, I'm sick and tired of dragging myself down here to this station and don't know if anybody paying me any attention or any of this stuff. And I was committed to the process because I knew it was a new startup. Internet radio was so brand new, that they were telling me, that people are listening and paying attention to what you're doing, but it's very difficult to really get any feedback because we didn't have, phone lines in. We didn't have social media to follow along. Are they really listening to me? So I had um, one person to tell me after a show that I had done with a single parent, male fathers as single parents. And it was a very, touching testimony that he gave about how the system would never ever make it easy for a father to be a single parent. They
Mm,
always favor the mothers. It's easy for a mother to go sign up for link card or go sign up for medical card or get them in school or do anything because that's customarily the primary parent. Well, he was raising his daughters and children as a single father.
mm,
And one of the people that were listening to the show had reached out to me and told me, says, man, I was ready to commit suicide and
mm,
die. And then I listened to your show.
mm.
And he said, something you said made me want to continue to live.
Yes.
And of course, my dumb ass was like, well, what the hell did I say? So I can say it again. I didn't know. I was like, what? Wait a minute. I'm giving out that kind of word? Man, please, you better tell me what I said. But it wasn't about what I said. It was the fact that it was said,
Yeah.
at that moment, and it spoke life into him. So I understand what you mean when someone tells you something like that it's an inspiration and a motivation that I'm doing the right thing. I'm in the right place at the right time, trying to keep speaking life into people that can hear it.
Yes.
So I definitely understand because I've been there, done that. And of course, I say stupid stuff on a regular. Hopefully, somebody don't go out and commit suicide. From listening. They'd be like,
No,
"Oh yeah, I want to hear
no,
what else
no.
stupid he say." You know,
No, no, no. We don't want that, Dr.
yeah,
Ron. We don't want
yeah.
that.
No, I'm trying to keep life. But when I
But
say
I have
stupid
watched
stuff,
you now. I have watched you.
uh
No.
oh. Let's see what we got here. Angelique says yes, share. Angelique said watching. Barbara said I'm waiting on the movie Ladies Night.
Yes,
Ali says yes, positive energy. Angelique says it takes a village.
yes,
Okay,
it
so we
does.
got people chiming in on the comments here, and
Yes.
if you chime in and I see it, I'm gonna say it. That's good stuff, Dr. Ron. Stay motivated. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
trying to show up. Now, what you gonna say about what you didn't see me say? Now, I know before the show, she was telling me how I was busting people in the head. I was like, I don't remember that show being like that, but that's what
let,
her takeaway was.
let me tell you guys, you don't want to fool with Dr. Ron. You better come correct. I practiced all last night. I was like, Dr. Ron may say, and then I'll say, and then he may say, but
Oh,
I'm going to
oh
write
my
a
God.
play, Dr. Ron. We're going to have to give you a special part.
Hey, I'll show up and do it now.
I know.
You ain't said nothing but a word. I
Tell
will
the people
show up,
they better know what they're talking about. Let me tell you, when you come on this show, know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, my last couple of shows have been learning curve for me, and I don't mind saying it because you don't have to know everything all the time. But, I had uh, hip hop artists or rap artists, and I didn't know nothing about it, hip hop, rap, or nothing like that. And I got that from one of my colleagues. I do a show on Thursday with Street News Now, and it's six of us, that are hosts on different shows, have our own show. And one of the guys on the show, Professor Reggie Miles, he's been on this show many times. He's a friend of the show. He's been on here many times. And a couple of weeks ago, maybe he's been saying it for a while now, that he said, we got to listen to the young people. We have to listen to the young people. And he kept saying it so much that I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a series of shows where I hear what they got to say about their music so I can expand the knowledge base of my listeners and my fans and people that follow me so that they can hear what hip hop is really all about. Because I had, like, I don't want to hear that crap, but after allowing them to come on my show, I was able to get, a better understanding. So I shout out to Triple P Management. She booked every one of the artists that came on my show, and I was able to draw from it some things that were, positive. And of course, I always bust them in the head when I get a chance. Are you gonna take responsibility for all these people walking around with their pants down? You know, when y'all gonna fix this mess y'all started?
Right, right.
You know, because I'm really sick and tired of looking at these young. I was in a grocery store yesterday, and a grown man standing in line with his pants down, and he called himself pulling them up, and it still didn't come up.
Right.
I'm like, let me get up
Yeah.
out of this stuff before I mind somebody else's business. But we got comments flying in from all over the place here. Let me see. Janelle says hello, everyone. Sylvia says good evening, everyone. Esther says good evening, everyone. So they checking in. Dr.
Great.
Ron, will you be donating a ticket today for the future productions? I'm gonna be on the show. Why I gotta buy a ticket? Boy, she must
Who,
be your
I like
your
that
office
person.
manager.
Who was that? That's right. I like that person.
Ali Hightower.
That's right.
You
So,
gonna get
Dr. Ron,
banned.
let
You
me
gonna
let me respond to what you just said about the young
uh-huh.
people that you let on your show. I
Yes.
think that is really, really good that you did that, because if the only people that allow them to speak and have a platform are the people that are all for it, all for the pants sagging and everything, there's no balance.
Right.
So with you allowing them on the platform and talking to them, they're also able to hear how you feel, how you see them. We
Mm-hmm.
can't silence our young people because their truth is their truth, and we have to respect that. But if we're not talking to them, we can't blame them for anything, right?
Yep.
So we have to talk to them, and that's what we also try to do through the plays, even if they're visual. If we don't understand, let's talk about where the disconnect is from the older generation and the younger generation. We can't point our fingers at them and blame them for everything, and they're pointing their fingers at us to say we messed it all up because we're not coming together and talking. So with you giving them that platform, hooray, hooray, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, and they do have a voice. They're trying to say something,
Yes.
and my takeaway on the artists that I talked to, they both or all three, they said that we have a story to tell, and that's very similar to any other genre of music. If
Yes.
you think about it, if you listen to the blues is telling a story. If you're listening to country and western, they're telling a story. So R&B tells a story.
Yes.
And they're doing the same thing, but their story is what they know to talk about.
Right.
That's and I understood that. That was very good takeaway from that. And you got to listen in order to hear it. Like some stuff I can't understand. I ain't gonna lie. It took me to last year to understand what Tupac and Biggie was talking about. Now I understand, but for a long time I didn't know what they were talking about. But they had a lot of positivity in their message. But when you put up a defense like them some crazy young people. Well, I was a crazy young person at one time, so somebody had to listen to me and put up with me, so I understand. And to be able to turn around and reach back and to be able to offer them the benefit of what's ahead, so that they don't have to take all the bumps and bruises. I think that's what most older people, I ain't trying to call us too old, but mature people
I'm
have to,
25.
have to offer. We have a bridge that we need to establish to
Yes.
show them a path, that can allow them to have their voice and to express themselves and to be able to benefit from their expression of themselves. So I think it's a positive thing,
Yes.
you know.
Tupac was a very intelligent young man
Hmm.
who gave a lot of knowledge about how to help our communities. He was he
Yes,
was
he
he,
did.
he was very knowledgeable about what it took. And if you listen to some of his songs even today, it was like he was telling us about things that are going to happen in the future. He was actually prophesying some things with the mothers and sons being torn apart
Right.
and different things about our community. So sometimes we do have to listen, but at the same time, if we're going to come with a problem, we also have to have a solution.
Right. You got to show the bridge, to
Yeah.
be able to connect the dots.
Yes.
So now, your book, how
Yes.
many books do you have?
I have two. I have Ladies Night and Check Your Assets and Know Your Value. So
Okay.
Ladies Night is an adaptation of that play, Ladies Night Unmasked. But Check Your Assets and Know Your Value, A Woman's Guide to Becoming Her Authentic Self, is a woman's self-help, women's empowerment book. And it's
Okay.
it's really about understanding that you are valuable. Point blank, period, is not based on something you do, something you have to do. People can't dismiss your value, and rising up to it, owning it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, women, I mean, everybody wants to tell us how we need to look. They
Mm-hmm.
want to compare us. You need to be this thin. Your hair needs to look like this. You need this makeup. I mean, we need to change everything about ourselves. But when we came here whole and beautiful,
All right
whole and
now.
beautiful.
Yeah, we got a couple of comments here. Angelique said, and speaking about the artists, they have a voice. Ali said, a question for Karen. Over the years, how do you think your writing has grown?
Wow. Over the years, I think it has grown tremendously. And I think because I have grown over the years, I have learned to be more compassionate towards the needs of others. Also, I have been open and paying attention to what's going on all around me.
Okay.
And then open to listen as God's voice is being heard, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and obedient about the movement, what
Mm-hmm.
that movement is. And not only that, am surrounded by such great people, like all of the people that are commenting today, that I listen to them too. It's not just me. You have to be open to listen to others, their opinions, their suggestions, and everything else. And everybody, I think I didn't mention Brenda Higgins, and Delmar Amos, and Jesse Graham, who was also in the play. Just being open to listen to their suggestions. You may write something and you figure you have it all figured out, but they say, hey, may I suggest this? This may come a little better. So you have to be open to hear too from others, which has also helped the play. So I may write the play, but other people have also contributed to enhancing the play. Great singers like Barbara Walls. She this is a person that has been in our plays, and somebody always tells she needs to write and sing more. And I know she's listening to me somewhere, but
Mm-hmm.
also tapping into the gifts and talents of other people and
Mm-hmm.
helping to enhance that. So that has helped to also enhance my creativity over the years.
Good, 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 good answer. Good question. Angelique says, I love her.
Thank you, Angelique.
Sylvia said Tupac was before his time and
Yes.
helped me to understand my voice when I was younger. Sylvia Gideon. Uh,
Sylvia Gideon is an awesome poet. She was at our event. She performed at our event on Sunday. Her words and her delivery and presentation, Dr. Ron, I'm going to share some of it with you off this. This lady she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So if anybody out there looking for a poet, Sylvia Gideon is your person.
Donald Green, all the way from Arizona. He's chiming in saying, good afternoon, Dr. Ron. Thank you for chiming in all the way in Arizona.
Yes.
So, with your fan base, intact here, paying attention to what we got going on, um, what would you give them as a preview on what's coming down the pipe?
Wow, there's so much coming down the pipe. On Sunday, we had an event called War Women Are Rising and Unmasking Their Stories. And we had some very phenomenal panelists for that. So I want to touch there, then I can tell you what's coming down the pike.
Okay.
We had Brenda Higgins, Kalinda Preston, Janelle Hampton, Jamie Maravich, Valerie Warnell, and Catherine Caraway. And this event was about all these successful women. We had business owners, we had entrepreneurs, we had executive CEOs, and people see their glory. They see them in these fantastic positions, looking great, but no one really knows the story behind the woman and her glory. It's kind of like what you said about the young men when they said, we have stories to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody you see walking down the street is a walking story. They,
Mm-hmm.
some people you see, even with the guys with the rap, they're telling a story from their experience, and we have to
Right.
respect that, right? So, from that event, so many women got breakthroughs that we're going to be doing some oh now I'm getting a brain freeze workshops. We're going to be doing some workshops. We're going to be doing some vision boards. We're going to have some discussions. We're going to have some virtual panelists and panels where we could come and talk about domestic violence. We can talk about sexual trauma, We can talk about people that are struggling and they can't move to the next level. They want to. You got people that want to be entrepreneurs, don't know what's holding them back because they can't get over their past. So we're going to be putting things in place to help women and future men, right? But we need men to start talking to the men. I can't tell men how to be men. They're looking at me like,
Amen.
you can't tell me how to be a man. And I respect that, Dr. Ron. But we have to, as elders, we have to reach back and grab the younger people and hear what they have to say, right? And we have to respect it and act accordingly. Let's give them what they need. Also,
Mm-hmm.
we're bringing back the plays, Recession Proof and Ladies Night. I also have some plays also in the psyche. I'm going to be putting forth. I'm also going to be writing more books. I have some chronicles. I worked in corporate America for over 30 years in the executive suite. So I have some much to tell, and we're gonna. It's all look, y'all. It's all fiction, but it's gonna be the C-suite chronicles. So I have a lot of things that I want to bring forth that will inspire and help people to become their best authentic selves unapologetically and move forward past the obstacles.
Yeah. Now, to address the men that
Yeah,
need a place to listen, they need to come over to our show on Thursday, Street News Now, when we have nothing but men
yeah.
helping men with situations and circumstances. So I just slide that in there right
I
quick.
love that. I'm glad you
Yeah,
slid that in there.
yeah. Now I'm reading some of the comments here. Okay, because they're coming in kind of fast. Man, your people fired up. Uh, Barbara said, how do you balance your time and priorities?
I can say that I retired from my job to do my passion, March of 2020. And because I'm working my passion, Dr. Ron, it seems like I have so many hours. I can
Mm-hmm.
sit at my computer at 3 o'clock in the morning and don't feel like I've worked. So I'm learning to balance, still have that time for family, to show them love and do what I love. And it just happens. It just
All right
if
now.
if I feel something, I get up out the bed at 1, 2 in the morning and say, "Hey, I got an idea. I'm going to go put it together." So, but I'm learning to make a little more time for my friends.
All right now. Sylvia said, thanks, Karen. Love what you are doing and your support. Ali asked the question, Dr. Ron, if people are not familiar with your platform, please give a little insight. I'm going to tell them to go over to that little fine print underneath my name, ask-dr-ron.com, and you'll find out everything you need to know and where I'm at and when I'm there. Let's see, moving down. Let's see, great conversation. Constance says, listening. Sylvia was amazing. Ali said, everyone was phenomenal at the Women Are Rising War. Barbara said, I cried so much at the conference, my eyes are still puffy.
Oh
Okay.
wow. Yeah.
So she still need cosmetic surgery behind your event. Tangi said the best sisterhood ever.
Yeah.
All the women were inspiring.
Yes.
Jed from California said, I can vouch for Thursdays with Dr. Ron. Thank you,
Yes.
Jed. Let's see, Sylvia speaking to no Barbara Walls. I was crying too, and you know that's hard for me. All right, let's see. Okay, they all cried. Okay, I cried so much at that conference, my eyes are still. Yeah, okay. Tangi, like me too. TOO. Uh, Barbara's like, all right, Dr. Ryan, I'll pass this on to my husband and son. Do that.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
gonna get
I'm
messed
passing it
up
on as well.
hanging
Yes.
out with us. Angelique said, yes, let's rebuild and get to the root.
Yes.
Jamie, that war room was magic. I have so much love for everyone there.
Yes.
Janelle Hampton, it's always great for
Yeah.
people to have an outlet.
Yes.
Everyone needs the both. women, and men. So that's the
Yes.
comments. I tell you, boy, they making me work today.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
See, I be used to people coming after it's all over with, and that way I ain't got to read it on the air. But
Yes.
but they all here right now. So I know we got about 10 minutes left in the show.
Yeah.
And I know most people here, they know where to go find you at. As that's
Yeah.
your website listed underneath your name there, the Karen Abbott Trimmel at .com,
Mhm.
and .com, that's your website. So how would you want people to try to support what you're doing now and what you're going to do in the future? And I ain't talking about what that other lady talking about, buy tickets. I ain't talking about
Okay.
that. Because I know
So,
that, we can support one another in more ways than just by not only with our dollars.
yes.
Yes, we need the dollars,
Yes.
but there's other support mechanisms and vehicles that we need, especially when you're a creative talent.
Yeah.
So how would you suggest that people go about, trying to support you?
Well, first, if you're on Facebook, we do have a women's group called WAR, WAR dash Women Are Rising and Unmasking Their Stories. Please go there, women, and to join our group, because there we are seeking to inspire and motivate each other and increase our sisterhood. We sometimes we as women, we're not as kind to each other as we should be. And
Or
I
to
just,
us either. Yeah.
yeah, but I feel that if we come together and rise together, we can help the healing of our communities, and not
Yeah.
just our communities, but this world as a whole.
Yeah.
Another way you can help is bring people out when we have the plays. Sign up on our website, www.kgtliveproductions.com. Sign up and give us your email address. Because when you bring someone to these plays, you're not only coming to support the play, you are also helping the healing process of someone. Sometimes we don't know what other people are going through. And sometimes when you can get the visual, the message received, or whatever it is, do that. Buy someone a ticket sometimes. Sometimes we hold our fists really closed and nothing could come in or go out. And sometimes we have it that we can support someone and buy that. Also, go to Amazon.com and get the books. Ladies Night Unmasked. These books have powerful messages. Go to Amazon.com, get Ladies Night Unmasked, and check your assets and know your value. Just type in my name, Karen Abbott-Trimuel, and both books will come up. Also, if you go to our website, dollars do help. And we're trying to help other people. You can donate. You can provide a financial donation that will go back into the work that I'm doing. And that helps. What a lot of people don't know is, for me, ties is giving back to the people. And I always allocate tickets to people that can't purchase a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
At the event, we allocated tickets to people that needed it but couldn't purchase a ticket. So whatever you do, it always goes back to help the people. Another thing, provide your feedback. I'm always looking for people's feedback. If there's something you think we could have done differently at the event, provide that. Give us your stories. We're looking for more panelists for next year. War will be an annual event. Another way you can help me is help your fellow man, inspire someone, motivate someone, be kind. That's helping each other. Whatever you do that is truthful and polite, whenever you show love, that's helping me. I don't care where you're showing it. If something great happened, you do something great for somebody, just say, "Ooh, I just blessed Karen Abbott-Trimuel," right? So it's a lot of different ways. I put the books out there during COVID because people needed something else instead of fear. They needed a story. They needed to get away from the COVID experience for a moment, because it affected people. We had so many suicides. It was ridiculous. And we didn't even announce that. So I put the books out there for that. The books aren't expensive. Share them. Give it to somebody that need it. Also, Facebook. Share a kind word. Send me a message on Facebook. I need to be motivated too and inspired sometimes too.
All
I
right
may
now.
have this tough exterior at times, but sometimes I just need a kind, encouraging word as well.
Tangi said t-shirts are available for purchase also.
Thank you. Hey, ladies' night on mass. Yes.
Yeah. Angelique said, let's give back to the kids on the street as well.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
and yes,
yeah, she's got an event coming up on the west side of Chicago
yes,
next month, where she's going to be coming on talking about that event. So she is a follower of the show, and she definitely follows along with some of the things that we do here.
yes.
So she gets her cup full all the time.
Well,
You know,
Angelique, I commend you. I commend you for that. That is phenomenal.
yeah,
That's a woman rising.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So now, I'm gonna bust you out in front of everybody that's one of your fans. Don't be rolling your eyes right now.
Uh-oh.
You got two books, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna need one of each autograph to me.
Yes. Done.
Okay.
Done.
You see how I'm smiling?
Yeah. Done. Done. Done.
Yes.
Done.
Because I be peeping on y'all stuff so I can know how to be a better man. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
did I say that out loud? Did I say
Yeah,
that
we
out
need good
loud?
men. That's right. You should
Yeah.
always strive to be a better man. I strive to be a better woman every day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But see, if I feel like if I understand,
Yes.
the workings and the pain and what's needed to heal,
Yes.
then it allows me to be someone that can be a vessel for healing,
Yes.
because I know I ain't do it, it ain't my
Yeah.
fault, but you know,
Where your woman at? Let me ask her.
I ain't got one, so that would be a hard question to ask. Okay, you know, look, I be single by on purpose. Okay, because
Oh,
I
okay.
look, I ain't got too old to be wrestling with the grizzly bear. Okay. Uh-oh, let me see. Tangi said, I'm gonna get you a wine glass to
Oh,
Dr. Ron. Thank you, Tangi.
okay.
Um, and Barbara said, absolutely, Doc.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Thank you. Um, so, we're getting real close to the end here. We got about 3 or 4 minutes. What is it that you would like to leave with the people before we get out of here today? Because I know you have so much that that you have on your plate and that you try to do, but what is it that you would like to leave with the people before we get out of here today?
Well, one thing I want to say is feed your faith and the fear will starve. We are in a place right now today where we're afraid. On all, I mean, we're afraid from the violence, we're afraid from health scares, we're afraid from everything. God is still God.
Mm-hmm.
Feed your faith. You know, we have experienced traumatic things and we survived.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that. My grandmother used to always say, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
So for anyone that's out there listening right now, female and male, I want you to know that you have the power to do whatever it is you want to do. You have the power to excel. The same God that made you and created you is the same God in control. That has never changed. I don't care what
Amen.
comes out, what is happening. God has never changed. And understand that God's breath is still in us. And as long as God's breath is still in us, we still got God. God doesn't leave us
Well,
ever, ever, because the breath is still there.
yes.
So whatever it is you need, ask. Ask and you shall receive.
All right now.
Trust and believe it is so. This thing that's in this air, it's not God. It's not God. So trust and believe. Be there for somebody, call them, check on them, show them love. And I'm showing you love right now, whether I know you or not. Follow me. If I have a kind word, if I have something to give, it's yours. But take care of yourself and feed your faith, and the fear will starve.
Yes. I like that. You know, um, one of the things you said just now, I put into application last year in 2020. I started calling people in my phone just to do a wellness check to
Mm-hmm.
see how folks were doing. So I encourage people to still do that. Even though the pandemic is supposed to be over with, check on folks, whether they're your immediate family or just an old friend. You'll be glad that you did because,
Yeah.
during the course of the pandemic, some of those folks ain't here no more. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad I got a chance to talk to them before they left here. So thank you, Miss Karen, for coming out of your busy schedule to come hang out with me today. I've enjoyed every bit of it.
It was my
Uh,
pleasure.
yes, your fans are really active. Angelique said amen. Tangi say love you all. So
Love
we
you
getting
too.
love. Love is in the air right
It
now. So y'all
is, yes.
carry it to the next show, okay? Wherever that
Love
may be.
conquers all.
Thank
Yes.
you both for the kind words and the positive energy. That's Miss Ali said that. You are more than welcome.
Yes.
We got to get out of here today. Will you come back and see me again sometime?
Yes, I will.
All right, you ain't
Definitely.
scared. Look, you ain't scared no more. You ain't got to
I'm not
stay up all
scared of
right.
you.
You
No,
ain't
come
got to
on now.
stay up all. You ain't got to stay up all night next time. You can
No,
just
I'm
show up.
carrying Abbott-Trimuel. You better ask somebody.
I know that's right. Well, look. Well, that being said, let me flip the script here right quick so we can get out of here. I want to encourage everybody to go over to my donation page here. We take Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. Go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. Make contributions. We got buttons there. You can go to all of my social media. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and share. That way you'll know every time that we put up a new show. We appreciate you all. Come back and see us again real soon. It's been a wonderful show. I can't thank Miss Karen enough. So you all please support what we are doing here. We need to keep doing it, and you all can make it possible. So peace and love. See y'all next time.